Hey guys, how's it going, man? My name is Craig, and I talk about all types of relationship, including work, romance, family, personal friends, and let's get to it. So today, I would like to talk about university. Now, it's a long time since I actually was in a university, and and also it was a lot cheaper back then. But I pretty much have played it out like as much as I can the rest of for my life. About university, what they were about, and how they actually helped out my career. So basically, is that it in a way it doesn't. You don't really learn anything in university. Not a lot. You can learn it anywhere because books are basically all the same across it. Unless you're trying to be a doctor or a lawyer, it's like where something it's kind of critical to actually be in school, or you have to take those tests, or you actually have to get those credit hours in a school. Otherwise, like it's pretty much the same, especially if you have business or computer science, those type of things. Not gonna learn a lot of things over there, especially today's professors. They're definitely not gonna focus into or onto you. Now, what should I do? Like, should I not go to university? The answer is that you should still go to a university, and you should also complete your degree, but you should go to a one that is good for you. So let me eliminate a lot of things for you. So first of all, I think like you should go to a really good high school where you get a really high GPA. And I think that's where it kind of hurted me, is that I went to a private school where it is pretty competitive to get a really high GPA, and I did not actually meet that high GPA requirement to go to a good university. And so that's my first mistake, is that you have to get as high GPA as possible. So even if that means you go to a ghetto school or something like that, doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, GPA is what it really matters, and your 3 4 years of high school is basically meaningless. So you could have gone to a private high school, it wouldn't have done you really any good. And all my friends that actually did go to a private high school did not actually, like, we actually went to a really good one. It is not actually as stellar as you actually think it really is. It actually did not help out that much at all. So even though the education was good, but the pathway did not, it wasn't lay to a very nice pathway. So I wouldn't talk about which private school it was. It wasn't really bad, but it just wasn't that good. So I think a lot of times nowadays is that you have to be occupational specific. Let's say, for example, you're going to be working in, like, let's say Hong Kong or Singapore. I think what you should be looking at is that, let's say, for example, you want to work in finance, or you want to work at DBS or something like that. Look at where their alumni is. Go to their LinkedIn, look at the highest level of the CEO or the people that lives there, that works there, what university they graduate from. Go to those universities. Go to those universities. Try to get in. Do whatever it takes to transfer as many times as you can to try to get into those, because that's actually how you can get in. You know what I'm saying? Because the HR will try to match the same alumni. You know what I'm saying? Because the HR don't want to take any risk, and they don't want to get shouted at. So they, at the end of the day, they'll try to be safe. So if the CEO actually graduated from University of Hong Kong or something like that, try to go to University of Hong Kong. That's as simple as that. Don't think too hard. You know what I'm saying? Copy and paste. So that's the thing. Obviously, if you could go to Harvard, MIT, Stanford, those ones always very good. If it is a Tufts University, or, like, not as famous one, Boston University, not as good, you know what I'm saying? It's still okay, but like, you know what I'm saying, I would definitely prefer to try to go to the bigger name ones, as much as you can. If you could go to UBC or something like that, like, because if you're a Honger, or there's going to be a lot of people going to UBC, and if you're from UBC, it's probably going to be advantageous, you know, to get a job in Hong Kong or anything quite like that, you know, advancement in career, like, great to have a great head start. You know, if your head is never even in the head start, how could you actually, you know, run the rest of the marathon? You know, that's the thing. So to me, is that first of all, identify um, what occupation and where people are at this moment. Let's say go to, like, you know, Google. Let's see who are the people that's working over there. What are their majorities of university graduate. You can get all of those from LinkedIn. You know, so before you actually choose, you should definitely do that. I think overall, I would never go into small schools. Anybody that tells you like going to a small school is good, is a lie. You know, first of all, you gotta pay a lot more money to go to like a private small school. Second is that when that small school, after 10, 20, 30 years later, it might not even be there. So it might just disappear or fall off the ranking or whatever. Don't do that, you know what I'm saying? I think, like, as an Asian person, always try to go to California, go to school in California, go to school in New York. You know, it's always gonna help you. It's just a it's just a golden thing. You go to school or someplace for 2 years, but you know I wouldn't really recommend it because sometimes you get a sentimental thing and you don't want to leave. You know, so I don't really want that. I don't want that at all. So I just want to start off like really nicely in a school in New York or in a school in Vancouver or school in like um, in California. So that's what I think. I mean, obviously, if you get in Harvard, MIT, no brainer, right? So yeah, those are always going to be really, really, really good. You're going to get into really, really good jobs later. So yeah, so that's it. That's all I have to say. I mean, like, university is expensive. Get into the right one. Don't waste your time. University only gets you to the door. Does not mean is it not a completion at all. So it's just a beginning of not very good things actually sometimes. So, anyways, thanks very much, and talk to you guys later.